Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Fire Red with only one Trapinch was a slow-moving powerhouse run. Let's follow that up with a slightly different one. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Black with a team of only one Krabby. Much like in last week's Trapinch run, we're using another first form Pokemon with crazy high attack. This time, instead of an equal 40 across the other stats and a 10 in speed, we have high defense, slightly lower health, horrible special attack stat, and horrible special defense, as well as much better speed than Trapinch. Not great speed, but, you know, a lot better than a Trapinch. This looks a lot more usable to me, but the incredibly low special attack and special defense means that we're pretty much limited to physical moves. By level up, we learn a ton of moves with some decent type variety. The problem is, a lot of the good early ones use special, so we won't really be good with them. We don't get a decent physical move until level 25 with Stomp. Until then, we just have to brute force stuff with Vice Grip. It'll be a long time, but once we hit level 41 and learn Crab Hammer, I expect to do a lot more damage. By TM, we can actually learn a lot of moves. Some of these TMs are in post-game, but a lot of them aren't. Dig, Rock Tomb, Brick Break, X-Scissor, Rock Slide, just a lot of good stuff here. I don't really know what I want my moveset to be by the end, but if we have this much variety, then I may as well stock up on TMs and switch moves when I need to. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I think that a lot of the early game will be pretty easy because of our high attack and defense, but that anytime we run into a decently strong special attacker that uses grass or electric moves, we're going to get totally shut down and have to grind. Zekrom is probably going to be a nightmare to fight. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Krabby. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So, right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Oshawott with Krabby so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Oshawott so that our rival would have Superior, probably the hardest for us to fight. I name him after the greatest crab in history, Grand Naniwa. Our nature is serious, so neutral stat gains. I mean, more attack would have been sweet, but I'm fine with this. Our ability is Shell Armor, so we can't get critically hit. That's really cool, actually. It takes a bit of randomness out of every fight. I know it probably doesn't sound that big, but you get crit a lot over the course of these solo Pokemon challenges. You just get hit a lot over the course of a game of Pokemon, so of course you're going to get crit a lot. Never getting crit could be a pretty big deal. So early game travel is all pretty easy at this point. They expect you to be using a Pokemon with roughly the same base stats as a Krabby, but it's rare to have a Pokemon this early with a 55 power move. It doesn't have the same type attack bonus, but we do have a lot higher attack than the average early game Pokemon. I'd say that the first real fight with any danger is the Cheren one before the first gym, so I'm just going to try and rush my way there and see how it goes. It's Cheren, then the first gym, then Cheren again. Wish me luck. Cheren was pretty easy, although we did take a lot of damage. Vine Whip is a really weak move, but we're also weak to grass, so it added up quickly. We're doing a lot of damage though. I'm feeling good about this early game. Wait, no, never mind. We went toe-to-toe with Lillipup for ages thanks to his potion, and nearly got knocked out. So, naturally, his Pansage finished us off right after very easily. I'm gonna have to grind a little bit. Look, grinding for the first gym in Black is not all that rare. It happens sometimes. Okay, 3 levels later, and we now pretty easily win. Lillipup didn't even hurt us, and Pansage wasted time with Workup when it could have finished us off with all the Vine Whips, so we just took it out. Lastly, Cheren on the way out of town didn't even hurt us. Part of it was lucky crits, but I don't think we were in any real danger anyway. With that done, we're on the road to the normal gym, so I'm worried. I do think that I stand a chance, though. I mean, not because we're strong or anything. If she plays smart, then she'll win. But I've noticed that on quite a few of these solo runs, as soon as we get tanky enough, she switches from spamming attacks to spamming Leer the whole fight. So if that happens, then we could just win. That said, Intimidate will lower our attack for the fight, so it's hard to say if we can take her out fast enough, even if she just uses Leer a bunch. Plus, there's that end fight before we go into the gym, and I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. I guess we'll find out in a moment. Well, nothing to worry about in the end fight. He lowered our defense a little bit early on, confused us, and hit a few moves by the end, but even with the defense drop, we were taking almost no damage. I think it's because we don't weigh much and low kick does damage based on weight. The normal gym isn't happening yet, though, is it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Even after grinding a bit before coming into the normal gym fight, we still just lose easily. None of our moves do much damage, and she can just heal back up. She does actually spam Leer early on like I predicted, but we do so little damage that we can't take advantage, and she just starts using Takedown eventually. I have to grind more. So I grind all the way to level 25, and I try a few more times now that we have Stomp. On our first try, we get pretty lucky, making Herdier flinch and critting it, both saving us on some hits, so we take it down. Problem is, Watchog is still faster than us and just takes us down in 2 hits of Retaliate. Okay, after yet another grind, to get us up to level 28, we had an easy time with Herdier due to him just using Leer once and then being a 2-shot, and a lucky flinch on the first round against Watchog kept him from using the damage boost on Retaliate. He could have shut us down with Hypnosis, but he missed, so we finally took him out. Back to traveling, and I'm feeling pretty great about the next part of the run. The bug gym might be kind of hard because of Leavanny and its Razor Leaf, but I don't think we'll have to grind too much if we fail. Then we have 2 rival fights, but I think they're going to be easy. Then we finally get some TMs. They're not the strongest moves in the world, but it's coverage and they're physical moves, so I'm going to take what I can get. Let's see how the bug gym goes. Yeah, I figure this might happen. Leavanny does tons of damage and outspeeds us. Okay, well, I bet a few levels and we'd be faster. As soon as we have the speed advantage, we at least stand a chance. So I come back 4 levels higher, and not only do we beat the bug gym, but we do it without taking any damage because of awesome flinch luck. God, I love Stomp. Flinches are an absolute lifesaver in these solo runs. Right after was Bianca, who was nearly just as easy, but we did take a little bit of damage from Psybeam near the end. It's nothing too bad, but it's one of those fights where she always opens with Intimidate, so I could see Bianca becoming pretty difficult later. Last before we get new TMs is Charon, but other than setting up Leech Seed, he didn't really do anything to us. Plus, Leech Seed doesn't even hurt us on turns where we get a knockout, and we get a lot of knockouts. That means that it's finally time to get a new TM. Right away, I go track down Dig and Rock Tomb, then I buy Return. Now, I don't think I'm going to bother with Dig right away since most of the Electric Gym Leader's team flies, but I'll absolutely replace Bubble Beam with Rock Tomb. That's a physical move, and it's good against 2 of the Electric Gym Leader's Pokemon. I'm not going to learn Return right away since Stomp with a flinch would let me follow up for more damage than a single Return, but I might switch that up in the future. In fact, I almost definitely will at some point. If Return is enough for a one-shot, then it's still better than having Stomp. If it's not though, then Stomp is potentially better in the long run. Hard to say. Let's go beat N, then lose to the Electric Gym. Wow, so N was just a one-shot sweep. I mean, it was at first, then we stopped getting one-shots, but he used Swagger to give us more attacks, so we went back to one-shotting them. He really shouldn't have done that. So, first try at the Electric Gym, and we got outsped in one shot. So this for sure is not happening. Maybe once I'm faster than them? Emolga has double the base speed of us. This could take a while. So I grinded up to level 41 to get Crab Hammer, but was still too slow. So I hit level 42, and all of a sudden, we can outspeed and one-shot the Emolgas. The Zeb Strike at the end was faster and dropped us from full health to only 5 before we finished it off. Well, I guess we were at the exact perfect level. On our way out of town, we go up against Charon, and although it was still pretty easy, we took a ton of damage from Leaf Storm. With how Volt Switch was one-shotting us when we got to the Electric Gym, and how much damage Leaf Storm is doing despite the level difference, I think that Zekrom might be a brick wall for a long time near the end of the game. But that's not for a long time. I've got to do the cold storage container on our way to the ground gym. I figure it won't be too hard since Crabhammer should do a good job in there, but then we have Bianca and she's got Intimidate. I figure if the attack drop is bad enough, then it might be a good idea to switch easily relearnable moves like Rock Tomb out for other stuff that might be more useful for that individual fight. I'm not sure if it's going to come to that this early in the run, but we'll see how it goes. So as expected, the ground gym was super easy, just a one-shot sweep with Crabhammer. Feels good to have an easy gym though. After that was Bianca, and Intimidate doesn't cause too many issues, but it did mean that Pansage wasn't a one-shot. We got a flinch, so it didn't matter this time, but the last time we fight her, I could see us having some real issues. Masharna wasn't a one-shot either, so we just put it to sleep, but it just used Defense Curl, so we were fine. Okay, I think we're finally getting to the part of the mid-game where it's going to be reasonably smooth sailing. We have an end fight coming up where we might take a few hits, but I doubt we're getting anywhere near red health, and then we can get a new TM. It's X-Scissor, a bug move. I don't think I'm gonna need it right away. I don't even think I'm gonna need it most of the run, but I could see it being incredibly useful against Caitlyn in the Elite Four. I have to say, having a lot of reusable TMs to pick from is really fun. After N is the Flying Gym too, but I figure that should be easy with Rock Tomb or even just Crab Hammer. Let's see how the N fight goes. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. N can't really fight back. Pharisee did a bit of damage at the end, but is mostly just from its ability. That Metal Claw did almost nothing to us. Let's do the Flying Gym next. That's also what I thought. Crab Hammer just one-shot the non-water types. Now, Rock Tomb actually wasn't a one-shot at the Swan near the end, but it's not like it could do anything back to me, so that wasn't a problem. Will the Charon fight be harder? First is Unpheasant, but it just spams Detect to avoid a few hits. It doesn't actually hurt us. Second is Servine, and because we don't one-shot it, we get hit with Leech Seed. Oh, that's absolutely going to be a problem. It goes down in the second hit, but we're losing health every round now. Lipard doesn't do much damage, but Fake Out wastes a turn, so we lose more health to Leech Seed before we one-shot it. Last is Simipour, and it did tons of damage to us with Scald, and wasn't a one-shot, so it finished us off. That was brutal. I got an idea, though. I pull out the Guillotine for the first time. Yeah, I hardly ever use one-hit moves, but we actually have a decent opportunity this run. It helped us get a one-shot on Servine, so we didn't get seeded. We still almost fainted to Simipour using Scald, though. Our special defense is so low that even special moves that we resist hurt us a lot. That means I'm on my way through Twist Mountain, and unfortunately it's not winter, so I gotta go the long way. Not a huge deal, though. I'm finally decent at navigating this place. Only took me... how long have I been doing this? 4 years? 5 years? Anyway, next up after this is the Ice Gym, and not only is it normally pretty easy, but we also have a new TM that we can grab on our way, Brick Break. It's pretty strong, it's physical, and it's fighting type, so it gives us more coverage. I think I'll replace Rock Tomb with Brick Break for the time being. It'll be better for the next gym, and I rarely use Rock Tomb at this point anyway. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ice Gym was just a one-shot sweep. Cryogonal at the end was actually faster than us and dropped our attack with Aurora Beam, but it was still just a one-shot. Cryogonal's a fun Pokemon, though. So we have the last Bianca fight, the Dragon Gym, then the last Charon fight. I figured the last Bianca fight might actually be pretty hard since we have to deal with Intimidate the entire fight. The Dragon Gym is probably going to be harder than usual too, since they're going to resist Crab Hammer. I might even want to just learn Return for that fight. It's hard to say. Then the final Charon fight is probably going to be hard considering how close we came to losing on that previous one. Man, if it's about to get difficult right before the Elite Four, then how brutal are the Elite Four themselves going to be? Normally we have an easy time to the Elite Four, and then as soon as we hit them, we get squashed. So the Bianca fight is actually pretty hard sometimes because we get two-shot by Seed Bomb, but after a few tries, she does Leer, then Seed Bomb, and it leaves us with more health. It's raining for the entire fight, so the weather's effects actually power up our Crab Hammer, so we're hitting extra hard. It did take us a few tries, but it wasn't too hard in the end. So the Dragon Gym was pretty tough. First is Fracture, but all it uses is Dragon Dance and Hyper Potions, so it went down fine. Druddigon is second, and although it hits us for some damage, the biggest issue was that it also hurts us with a Rough Skin. That brought us to yellow health by the time we took it down. Last was Haxorus. Brick Break took it to below half health, Dragon Tail took us to only 28, and we finished him off. It's a good thing we've high defense, that was pretty close. Wow, we went right into the brick wall this time. Unpheasant is a one-shot, but then Superior outspeeds us and one-shots us with Giga Drain. Oh, that's not even a very strong move. Well, all I can do is level up until I'm faster, I guess. I mean, I guess I could get a Quick Claw and hope that kicks in and we hit Guillotine on the same turn, but considering we have the Elite Four coming up and we'll need to level up for that anyway, I may as well just level a bit. It's okay, we have rare candies and our effort values are maxed. I'll beat the trainers here and then use a rare candy or two and just see if we're still too slow. So I come back at level 65, we hit level 66 going into the Superior fight, just to get outsped and one-shot yet again. Wow, alright. I gotta be faster than her soon though, right? Level 70 and we're still slower and getting one-shot. Alright, this is a lot worse than I expected then. How many levels is this gonna take? Level 75. Okay, I was 100% convinced I'd be faster by level 75, but we still got outsped, and we still got one-shot. Are you kidding me? Alright, at level 80, we are still slower, but this time, he just uses Coil, so we one-shot it with Guillotine. I think what must have happened is Giga Drain was gonna stop being a one-shot, so it changed its move. That was absolutely insane, but I guess I needed the levels anyway. Naturally, the rest of his team was easy after that much leveling. Well, I didn't expect to suddenly need an extra 20 levels out of nowhere, so I'm really not sure how the rest of this run is gonna go. Am I going to totally destroy the Elite Four because we leveled up so much? Or are we still just gonna go down to one random grass or electric move? Yeah, probably. We have some good TMs, so I figured we could swap things around and beat plenty of the Elite Four, but I really don't think I could beat N below level 90 at this point. Honestly, we could still just lose at level 100 to Zekrom. I still faint to random trainers using stuff like Zebstrika sometimes. It's awful. I hope that I'm not stuck relying on Quick Claw and Guillotine the whole time, because that's an RNG nightmare. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. Okay, well, attack is incredible, and defense is passable, but my special defense is way worse than I thought. No wonder we were going down to special moves so quickly. That's insane. Pretty much any strong special move is going to be an issue regardless of type, so I'm not sure how I feel. I think I'm going to have to switch moves a lot. It might even be time to replace Stomp, either with Return or with TM moves that I need for specific Elite Four members. I'll start with Caitlyn and Grimsley, since I think they're going to be the easiest. Make your final guesses on if we can win this one or not. Let's do this. First is Dark Trainer Grimsley. Yeah, this was a one-shot sweep with Brick Break. No issues at all. I was a little bit worried because of Intimidate, but it went fine. We had good type moves for this. Second, it was Psychic Trainer Caitlyn. This was also a one-shot sweep. I just swapped out Brick Break for X Scissor and took her out with that. We still need Crab Hammer for the end of the fight, but that's fine. We didn't even get hurt. What should I try next? Maybe Marshall? Third is Fighting Trainer Marshall. This one really surprised me. It was nearly a one-shot sweep. Sock can't get one-shot thanks to its ability, but all it did was miss Stone Edge, and it wouldn't have hurt that much even if it hit, so we won super quickly. Fourth is... I almost called her Dragon Trainer Chantel. Fourth is Ghost Trainer Chantel. This one actually took several tries to figure out. Kafagrigus is always a one-shot at the start, but second is Jellicent, and this can go really badly. It's super effective against us, so we just have to hit any two moves to make it faint. But we need Cursed Body to not kick in or we lose use of Crab Hammer. But we need that because third is Golurk, and Crab Hammer makes it a one-shot. Last is Chandelure, and this thing hits incredibly hard. So I lost to missing Crab Hammer against it on previous tries, but on this one, we actually hit it to take it out. That Elite Four wasn't too horrible. With the Elite Four down, all that's left is the final two fights with N and Getsus. I'm gonna grab a Mystic Water for more water damage on Crab Hammer. I don't know why I didn't think to grab this sooner. I kinda doubt we'll need the extra power. Our problem is probably gonna be our low special defense, but it might still help. Still, I'm gonna use the Quick Claw if speed is more of an issue than power. So first try at N and we get one shot by a critical fusion bolt. I'm sorry, what? Doesn't my ability negate critical hits? I thought Terravolt let him use moves regardless of our ability. I didn't know it would negate my ability. They've really got to reword that ability. Using a move regardless of ability is like using a ground move on something with Levitate. Not critically hitting something. That has nothing to do with... Yeah, seriously, there's a lot of abilities in Pokemon where they've got to change how they word it. Okay, second try. This time I just opened with Guillotine and one-shot it. We're back in the game. Kling is next, and I didn't know if it was the real one or not, so I just used Crab Hammer and one-shot it anyway. Next is Zoroark, so I guess it was real. It's a one-shot with Crab Hammer as well. Caracosta has Sturdy, so it couldn't get one-shot, but all it hit was a weak Stone Edge. He tried using a full restore, but we just hit it with Return then Crab Hammer to take him out anyway. Archeops dodged Crab Hammer, took us to pretty low health with a Stone Edge, then got taken out in one hit, and last was Vanillex, who went down in one Crab Hammer. That was actually a really clean fight. So after losing the initial forced fight to Getsus due to still having X Scissor, and then, running through the castle and switching to Brick Break, here's how it goes. We one-shot Kofagrigus with Crab Hammer, we one-shot Bufflant with Brick Break, we one-shot Electros with Crab Hammer, then we got outsped and one-shot by Dragon Pulse from Hydreigon. You know what? I bet we're either really close to surviving that or being faster. I'll top up to level 85. Okay, so level 85 wasn't enough to be faster, but it was enough to survive Dragon Pulse with only 11 health, so we took him out. We stand a chance. Second from last is Seismitoad, and we failed to one-shot it, but then it missed Muddy Water, so we actually survived. That was so lucky. He used a full restore, but we're faster, so we can outspeed him and two-shot him. Last is Bisharp, but it's super weak to fighting moves, so one Brick Break took it out. We won. That was a super fun run. I'd say that it went a lot better than the Trapinch one. Simply being faster than a lot of what I fought made a massive difference. I'd take Krabby over Trapinch any day just because of that. I really hope you guys like that run. The next Pokemon Challenge should be up next week on Saturday like usual with Pokemon Red with only Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Yeah, it's been requested for a long time, and I kind of forgot that in Gen 1, both of those Pokemon are hilariously bad. Like, horrible moves, horrible stats. You know how Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee have a base special defense of like 115 or something? In Gen 1, it's 35. They have 35 special, so special attack and special defense. So they have like no health, no defense, and no special defense. All they have going for them is okay speed and great attack. And then you got the Hitmonchan with his 35 base special trying to use elemental punches in a game where elemental punches still just use your special, not your attack. Oh, they're so bad. I'm kind of looking forward to doing that run, though. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time. I'm in a little bit of a rush this morning. I got so much to do this week. I have actually a lot of plans this week that I don't normally. I got appointments, I got like vet appointments and stuff with the cats. Don't worry, just checkups, normal stuff. Although, I do believe Rocky is getting his vaccines updated this week, so that's going to cost a little bit. And I'm actually getting to a oral surgeon later this week because I have 2 wisdom teeth that weren't giving me issues for a really long time, but now they kind of are. Apparently they've shifted a little bit, and now they kind of like impact on my bottom row of teeth before the rest of my teeth. So my dentist was telling me over time this is going to cause problems, so I got a referral to an oral surgeon. I'm getting checked out this week for it, or at least the week I'm doing this voiceover. By the time you're hearing this video, I guess I will have already gotten checked out for it. And it's pretty much guaranteed that we're pulling out 2 of my wisdom teeth, the 2 top ones. But I need to get an x-ray on them, and I need to go get them checked out just in case. And then I guess by the end of the week, I'll probably have like a scheduled appointment for when I'm getting these babies ripped out. I'm a little bit worried about that because, not the actual process of getting teeth pulled out. I got teeth pulled out when I was a kid so that I could have braces, and I remember it wasn't too bad. Recovery was awful, but the actual pulling of the teeth is not bad at all. You don't feel a thing. But, you know, it's gonna cost a fortune, an absolute fortune, so I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know how much it's gonna cost until, I don't know, later this week when I find out, I guess. And also, I'm gonna have to try and figure out, like, how to schedule my work so that I can make this work, because after I get my teeth pulled, I'm obviously not gonna be capable of doing a voiceover until I've recovered enough, you know? When you have teeth ripped out, you kind of salivate like crazy for a little while, and, you know, your mouth hurts and stuff. So that would all get in the way of doing a voiceover. Hopefully that doesn't cause any problems with work. Hopefully that doesn't cause any challenges to be late, because I can tell you right now, challenges being late while I'm also paying for a bunch of dental fees, that's not a great idea. Think about it this way. If you had a whole bunch of dental fees coming up, would you also be taking a bunch of unpaid time off work? Nah, you probably wouldn't. You probably wouldn't be doing that right about now. I don't want to be doing that either. So if there's anything I can do to make sure that the timing is all worked out so that I don't miss out on any voiceovers or anything during that time, I'm gonna do it. So, wish me luck. By the time you're watching this, who knows, maybe I've already gotten the teeth yanked out. I mean, you'll know. You can just check my Twitter or whatever, and I'll be telling you all about it. Okay. Okay, I should get up and get a million things done. a million things done. Hey, at least I'm gonna be hanging out with my mom this week. That's gonna be fun. Maybe we'll play some Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Maybe we'll play some Crusader Kings 3. I don't know. We'll play some fun games. It'll be a fun time, and then we'll see how much money I have to pay to get my teeth ripped out. Woo. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.